Welcome to today's video. Welcome back if you have been following me, and a thank you to all of my followers who have been very supportive through this kind of up and down journey of deciding about baby number 4. Welcome to everyone who's new on this channel. Just to give you a little bit of a background, I am 50 years old. I had twins conceived through embryo adoption almost 3 years ago. They're going to be 3 years in just a couple weeks. They were born January 22nd, 2022, 22 minutes apart, 2 babies. So definitely the number 2 is a theme. However, the plan is now to transfer 1 embryo. Back then I went to the Czech Republic to a clinic there, and this time I'm gonna go to Spain because I'm aged out of the Czech Republic system. Their max age is 47, so as soon as you hit 48, you have aged out. So, no, I think actually it's 49. I'm not 100% sure. I wanted to do it last year, well, actually almost 2 years ago now, but I just felt my body was not quite ready. It's quite a mess here today, but we're just going to ignore this, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a recap while the twins watch a little bit of TV. You're not really going to see much of my older daughter now. Number one, of course, putting her on the internet is kind of like, you know, she's older, she's conscious, and also I don't really want to do it too much. The little kids too, I don't know. I'm actually thinking about maybe doing a members only area where then I show more of the kids. I don't really want to put them on too terribly much. Although I'm not paranoid to where like they can never be seen. I just don't like that, you know, like you use them as a theme for content. The story about my life, about my side of the story. That is the theme of these videos here. So, but anyway, giving you an update. I did hear from the clinic, and the doctor suggested I take a medication, and she actually sent me all of the prescriptions. And then that was right before Christmas, and then of course Christmas hit, and then like all the doctor's offices are closed, and I wrote an email to my doctor's office. You always have to kind of write emails. That's how they react, because you never get a hold of anyone via phone. And gave them all, you know, these are the medications that the Spanish clinic wants me to do. And one of the medications that they wanted me to start out with, you cannot get it in Germany any longer. So I had a discussion with my OBGYN on the phone, which I felt kind of bad because there's like, you know, they're taking the time to call me and to do all this, and I know they're super, super busy right now. And I just didn't know the answers. So he's like, so we cannot get this medication here. I cannot write you a prescription because it's not available in Germany. What about this one instead? Because he's like, so what is the objective? What is the actual protocol? What do they want to do with this with this medication? So as I understood, they wanted me to take, I don't know what it's called now, but it's supposed to I guess make me have a cycle, although I haven't had a cycle for 8 months because I'm approaching menopause. It's not been a year officially, but pretty much my ovaries have been dormant and like done. It's like, this is it. All I need, of course, to have another successful pregnancy is a good embryo and a healthy uterus with good uterine lining and the hormones that support all of that. So now that doctor that gave me all those prescriptions is not in office this week, and there's another doctor, because I asked them, is it okay if I take this medication instead, which my doctor's, he actually, and I'm not going to show you the front of this because it has my address on it. He actually gave me the prescription for this other medication that is available in Germany. But then the other doctor now replied saying I should just go and have an ultrasound scan, and then maybe I can start with the treatment right away without having a cycle first. Maybe I can start with the estrogen right away. And I told her, like, are you sure? Because I haven't had a cycle for 8 months. Can we just start with the estrogen to build the lining? They haven't answered back. So I haven't done anything medication-wise. However, this thing about the progesterone in oil, I have done quite a bit of research about it. And I've looked at studies that are newer, like anything 2023 and after. And this thing about that the PIO is the PIO, the injections, they seem to lower the risk for hypertensive and hypertensive disorders in pregnancy. But then again, when it comes to live births, then there are newer studies that say it's not conclusive. All the studies and even the meta studies, they have not been conclusive of, is it because here in Europe they wanted to really literally all those European clinics that I've ever talked to, even for a programmed cycle, they never mentioned the injections, the progesterone injections, only the vaginal. And they say if it's high dose, it's gonna do the same thing. So I'm a little torn because now they the doctor didn't give me any prescriptions for the PIO, although I said I would rather also take those like 3 times a week or so, or every 3 days or so, not every single day. But we'll see about that. Now we have to just figure out when to get started. There's something else I ordered, and it actually just came in, and I will tell you why. Okay, so this is the mirror, and I paid for it with my money. This is not sponsored. They are not sponsoring me. I reached out. It's been several months. I reached out to them, and I never heard back. Maybe my channel is just too small. I don't know. And they have this kit that is specifically actually designed for perimenopause and menopause. And the sticks are probably the same. It has all the hormones. It tests, let's see, what is it now? Yes, of course, it'll test, well, I don't have to look at it. FSH, LH, estrogen, and progesterone. So those are the 4 crucial hormones to kind of see, like, where are we at when it comes to menopause? Like, are we like really in it? Are we not? Is there, how are the hormones? And so by taking these tests, they're actually also good for menopause, because I haven't really had a lot of like symptoms or anything. Minimal hot flashes here and there. Very minimal, not bad at all. Never to the point where I'm actually sweating. Like, I just kind of get hot. And it's very mild, and it's very rare. So very, very good, But I'm thinking that even beyond, I would just like to know where I'm at right now. And so I'm going to start seeing what's going on. Of course, when I start the medication, I start taking estrogen. It's artificial estrogen. It's not my own. It's not from my ovaries. But I'm thinking even after, if I do get pregnant, I can keep using this and see, what's going on in my body. And, symptoms or the side effects of menopause, it's really about an imbalance. All the hormones kind of go down, but it's about what is the ratio between them. And so you can always see if you have like a really huge dip, and then it makes sense to have maybe more symptoms, or if it's a very nice and steady decline where everything kind of just declines together. That's where I got it. Yes, it's kind of pricey. However, I think for me personally, I don't know if you're familiar with Brian Johnson. I just love his content. He never says that anyone should do exactly what he does, but he has made a science out of optimizing his biology. And you can look up his channel, Brian Johnson. I think it's like with a Bryan, Brian Johnson. And I really like his videos. It's very inspiring. It's very informative, very enlightening sometimes. And, some of the things he does, like there might be very extreme, and a lot of it I will never do, of course. But his project of, can we be the generation that doesn't have to die? Which, of course, I'm thinking like, Brian, you're going to die. You are definitely going to die. But his goal is to be like 120 years old, which my goal is kind of to be 100 years old plus and be healthy. anything that I do in life, my goal really is to remain healthy until the end. And hopefully the end comes very, very late in life. And I just want to feel good the entire time. That's why even with this cycle, I've been a little hesitant because I am generally extremely hesitant about taking any medications. And I know taking hormonal pills and, even hormone replacement therapy, I don't think I would do it just for menopause, because I always feel like the body always looks for balance. And if you help it, I don't think biology made a mistake. That's just my very personal take, because after I've read a lot of books and a lot of podcast listening, a lot of study in my life, because it's just something I'm very interested in about biology. Everything I know is that, if you have the time and you are, let's see, if you are someone who cannot deal with symptoms, or like you're like, my pain threshold is just, I can't deal with things, you do you. But for me personally, I'm always like, I would rather deal with really, maybe difficult times, even physically, and try to figure out how do I help my body be in balance, instead of just doing the easy route and taking medications. Because I always think it's like, it doesn't usually get rid of the cause, but just the symptoms. And that doesn't really help me, because all it does is it just makes me need to take a medication for a long time, because it's just the symptom that is being treated, which it's not what I want. So, but anyway, I love knowing more about my body, and that's why I got the mirror. And yeah, the wands are expensive. It came with just 10. That doesn't really go a lot. So, but this is the one package, and this is the other. So I'm thinking, yeah, one is probably the LH and FSH. It's about ovulation, which I won't. Pretty sure now. Fertility Max wand. Not sure. I'm not sure. Or maybe the ovum is about the progesterone and LH, and maybe the Fertility Max might be the FSH and estrogen, because that kind of is more, the FSH and estrogen are more indicators about where are you, like how close to menopause are you, how much reserves do you have, is your body still, or how hard is your body trying to work to try to ovulate, which the levels of FSH get very high, because follicle stimulating hormone to try to stimulate, but the ovaries are just not responding so well anymore. So I just think it's an interesting project, and I just got this for me. And also, I know the mirror probably won't help me. It's probably not an indicator about, like once I start taking medications, like I definitely probably want to have a couple of checkups. I will probably recruit my midwife again, because she's like, so, she's rooting for me, and probably will have a couple of blood draws just to make sure the levels of progesterone are good, because you can't assume just because you just don't know where you're at, right? So it's something they often just don't do here, like in these European clinics. Germany is like, they don't do it here. You cannot do embryo adoption here, but that's why everyone goes to these countries such as Czech Republic, Poland, Spain, Cyprus, Greece, Turkey. These are like the main, I think Portugal is another one, but these are the main countries where a lot of people go, because it's also very cheap. I will make a dedicated video about all the cost that it's gonna be from the clinic in Spain, but I can tell you it's right around 3,000 euros for the transfer of an embryo. That is not including any medications, which they're not very expensive, because it's really just estrogen and the PIO. I just have to make sure they're okay for now. Yeah, so it's gonna be a journey, and I'm willing to do this starting out once. And I tell myself, pregnancy is craziness for your body. The hormones are crazy, and even if I do this transfer now and I take all the meds and it ends up not being successful, I don't know if I'll do another try right away. I just know that I'm not gonna go to the point to where I feel like my hormones are completely wrecked. And even if they were wrecked, I know I can get back into balance. It just takes time and dedication. And for me, eating the right foods and doing the right things is not hard. Like eating the right foods is probably the easiest, but the factor that gets me right now is I'm in the space of like these little kids here, they need me so much physically to where it's very stressful sometimes. I mean, the amount of chaos they get into. Just one little anecdote, and yeah, one little anecdote. Christmas Eve, like we were supposed to have guests. No, it was Christmas Day. My mom's supposed to come and everyone, and then I'm in the kitchen doing like working up a storm here to get everything ready for Christmas dinner. And Emil is with me here and he plays. He's just sitting there playing. And I'm thinking, because Romy, my oldest daughter, she was upstairs with Lola. So I'm thinking, well, Lola, I don't see Lola here. So she's upstairs with Romy. Well, I walk over there to the sofa and I see Romy sitting there in the corner very quietly, doing stuff on her phone. And I'm like, where's Lola? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, oh no, this is not good. See, we cannot lock our bathroom anymore. We lost, or the key broke. And actually, the key actually broke. Here in Germany, doors have keys, like an actual key. Every indoor, the doors to the rooms, they have keys. And that key broke off. So we cannot lock the bathroom anymore. So I come up there and I cried because Lola, I had gotten 4 new bottles of like bubble bath stuff. Like it's Knipe. It's like, I love these. They're like natural. It's kind of like the size of something like this, except, ugh. And all 4 bottles. Not only did she dump them all on the floor and in the shower and in the bathtub, but no, she also ripped out all towels from the closet and like made a big mess. So I couldn't even get the color out of some of the stuff that she poured it on because it's colored, they have different colors like red and blue and green and stuff. I cried. I mean, I didn't even freak out. I just cried. And I'm like, clean it all up. Oh my God. It's not like I worked in the kitchen all day long. So that's one anecdote. Another thing that I did want to say to everyone here who is, advanced maternal age and still wants another baby. And maybe you've been trying naturally. Maybe you've been trying with other methods and it has not quite worked yet for you. I just want to say, and I know, like, I'm never anyone who comments below videos and is like, oh, do this, because I don't like telling someone what to do. But if anyone were to ask me, I wish I had done this so much sooner. I mean, even with the twins, I wish I had done this so much sooner. It took me a couple years to just actually do it. It is so inexpensive here in Europe. And if you are in the US, it's so worth it. Donor egg procedures in the States, I know they're very expensive. I mean, literally, I don't know. It's about, if you want your partner's sperm, or even if you want a double donor, I mean, literally what I'm doing right now, I am adopting an embryo that was created for a couple, right? And then they are done with their family. And now I'm gonna give this embryo a chance to live and to become a human being. What are you doing, baby? Was machst du, Schatzelein, baby? This boy, I'm telling you, I'm so in love with this little boy there. Oh my God, I can't even tell you. I mean, with Lola too, but he's like, there's such a special bond between us. I'm like, there's a special bond. You're such a sweetie. I mean, I can't stand it sometimes. He's just, I mean, he gets under my skin sometimes. The things he does. Okay, wait a minute. What is it going on? She had Oh no, it's okay. I thought this is a blood pressure thingy device, and I took my blood pressure yesterday. I had like really low blood pressure in the morning. I was like, what's happening? I don't know. Maybe it's the stress. I don't know. I mean, it's better than high blood pressure, right? And it's like, it only was yesterday. Other than that, I checked today if everything's really good, like 125 over 82 or something, so it's good. But anyway, I wanted to say to everyone, don't wait too long. You know, I totally respect and I totally understand that you want your biological child, but as time goes by, it's not going to get any easier. And I just can say from my own perspective, I don't even for 1 second think about the fact that these kids are not biologically mine. In fact, I get all these comments all the time. They're so much like you. They look so much like their sister. And, you know, I get so many comments. And I really believe in epigenetics. I mean, these kids are 100% my kids. And I carried them in my body. So, for me, 3,000 euros for one embryo transfer. I mean, it's unbelievable, like, right? It's actually unbelievable for you to have a child, even if I'm in menopause. And I don't care if anyone wants to judge me for like, oh, you're so old. I don't even care, because no one has to live my life. I'm the only one who has to live my life. And by the way, Andrea, if you are watching this, I would love to stay in touch. I would love to stay in touch, but I can't find you on Facebook. So if you can maybe find me somewhere and just let me know how to stay in touch, I would love to continue to support you. So you know who you are. And that's all for me today. I will give you an update when I know something new, probably next week. And then, you want an apple? You want an apple? Okay, he wants an apple, and then we're gonna say bye, and I'm gonna try to clean up a bit. I do nothing but clean up, but it doesn't look like it. Be blessed, everyone, and I'll see you for the next one on this journey.